Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Last time I talked about how we're all posers and that we construct these identities to play. So today I thought I would elaborate more on identities. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can pause this video right now and then watch last week's video, which I'll have in the link down below. Okay, welcome back. I think it's, so interesting that we aren't born with identity, we construct the identity. Just like you weren't magically born with a favorite music taste. You were given some sort of reward that stimulated serotonin in your brain when you first heard a song and then conditioned that feeling with the song. So at a subconscious level, your memory cells are stimulating a nostalgic attitude toward these subsequent similar songs. So I would argue that the whole psychology of this identification is heavily influenced by a chase toward nostalgia. For example, and this is subjective to everyone's experience, but to me, Marilyn Manson reminds me of the Joker fused with Batman. His character is a throwback to that nostalgic vibe. Melanie Martinez reminds me of Harley Quinn with her style and craziness. Now you can obviously tell that Batman was a childhood experience I got exposed to a lot, but you can even have multiple influences leading to a single character. For instance, say that you grew up exposed to your mom's old-fashioned Hollywood glamour and 60s music like Sinatra, and you somewhere along the line experienced a boy break your heart early on in middle school. Then someone like Lana Del Rey, who expresses all those traits, will subconsciously give you micro doses of that combined nostalgia. And everyone has a different experience, but the point is what draws people's preferences is heavily rooted in their chase toward that nostalgic vibe. See, if you really go back and think about it, when we were born into the strangest phenomenon in the universe: existence. For some people, it's just too complex to fathom, so they dumb it down into cultural concepts like we were born to get a job and marry and reproduce, or religious concepts like God created the world in 7 days. Marilyn Manson once said, "I am against religion because it teaches us to be satisfied with not understanding the world." Not understanding the world. I would go as far as to suggest that these dogmas not only prevent us from understanding the world, but understanding ourselves, our existential purpose, and seeing our raw, unconditioned identity. You see, if you were born in 16th century Christian-dominated Europe, you would be labeled as a Christian. If you were born from Asian ancestry, you would label and identify yourself as Asian, and if you were born a monk, you'd label yourself as a monk, and etc. Then over time, as you get older, you are exposed to different cultures, different mindsets, religions, music, celebrities, and whatever. All you are doing is picking and choosing the stuff you've been exposed to in a positive way and incorporating a part of it into your identity while rejecting all the stuff you've been exposed to in a negative way. You see how this works? Your identity is just this big amalgamation of external circumstances that happen to make you feel good about taking it in as your own. So your identity isn't even your identity, it's someone else's. It's more from the external world than it is from the internal. Now, I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, but the point is to not get lost in this persona that we've created. We need a persona, obviously, because it would, be a boring world if people weren't playing different characters, and you kind of need some sort of identity to navigate your existence off of. But you have to actualize that if we were to remove all of our conditioning, at our very core, our identity isn't even our identity. Our true self is just the mind, the monad. We are just these minds that happen to end up in these bodies, and we're just driving them around. And as the saying goes, you are the universe expressing itself as a human for a little while. And that is all I have for today. Chaos out.